Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host Ashley with us. Ashley with 2 E's.
What's happening?
And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Teslin.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Charlamagne the God and the Breakfast Club family.
All right, well, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about that Montgomery Brawl. So there's some arrest warrants issued?
Yeah, another update on this story. Folks obviously have been following this everywhere, but Montgomery Police Chief Daryl Albert held a press conference yesterday to provide further details on the Riverfront fight that has been widely shared on social media the past few days. Let's take a listen, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
The suspects thus far have been identified as Richard Roberts, white male, 48 years old, with 2 outstanding warrants for assault, 3rd degree. Alan Todd, white male, 23 years old, 1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree. And Zachary Shipman, white male, 25 years old, 1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree. We have instructed those individuals to turn themselves into law enforcement, and as at this time, 1 is secured and in custody. The other 2 are set to turn themselves in within the next hour. We're also asking for Mr. Reggie Gray, the black male, 42 years old, who was seen wielding that folding chair, to contact the Montgomery Police Department for further interviews and as part of this investigation.
Are you laughing?
I am dying laughing.
I'm not coming back to have a conversation.
You got no choice. They know your name. You got to come up. And I'd pull up with the folding chair.
He didn't say there was a arrest warrant. They just said they want to have a conversation.
I'd pull up with the folding chair, and that's what I would sit in when we having an interview.
I would send my attorney unless there's a arrest warrant. I'm not talking. I already spoke.
All you got to do is Reggie can just plead temporary insanity, man.
Or guess what he could plead? He could just say, "Hey, I fear for my life." He can do what the police officers do, and we'll see if that works.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Now, what about the white woman?
We know it ain't gonna work, but maybe he could try it.
Hitting the white woman, that ain't gonna work because he hit that white woman randomly.
But unfortunately, when they killed Pam Turner, when they killed Breonna Taylor, they were able to say fearful. I know I'm being facetious. We know it won't work, but I did want to point out that they're always able, police officers are able to shoot us down, and say, "Hey, I feared for my life" when they murdered Pam Turner. So I doubt it would work with him, but I'm being facetious. Obviously, it won't work. But
why wouldn't the white women have warrants out for their arrest? Because they were swinging on the brother too.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. Maybe we should put that out there and ask. And again, we'll see. We'll follow this. Asking to come in for an interview doesn't necessarily mean that he would be charged. But we know how America works. The possibility is certainly there. I'll continue to keep following the story. But it's just really interesting, guys. What do you think about how this conversation has just really become a staple in our community? I saw yesterday somebody got a tattoo of the chair on their arm.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So I remember. You think that's ridiculous?
That's ridiculous. I mean, because the reality is, what I like about this whole situation is just, and I think we all like, it's just the unity, the solidarity, and the group operation.
Absolutely.
People having each other's backs. That's it. That's what I would like for people to take away from this situation. Not tattoos of chairs. You know what I mean? That's what I want people to carry with them from now on. If you see your fellow brother, your fellow sister in need of some assistance, help them. Stop pulling out your damn. Don't get me wrong. There was a bunch of people pulling out their damn phone recording.
Which was a good thing.
We needed all those angles, but a lot of times that's all we see is people pulling out their phones and recording as instead of people taking action. So that's what I take from the situation.
Well, they called Fred Hampton the chairman. You remember he was the chairman as well. So I guess now the chairman is a new level to what the chairman means. So.
All right. Well, that is your front page news. Now get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our special guest host, Ashley with 2 E's.
Good morning.
And let's get back in the front page news. Tez, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I can hear you. There you go, Tez. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about this. Court throws out conviction after a judge says black man looks like a criminal to me.
Yeah, this is crazy. An appeals court Thursday overturned the drug conviction of a black man, Leron Liggins, saying his rights were violated by a Detroit federal judge who was upset over delays in the case and declared, "This guy looks like a criminal to me." Now, the U.S. District Judge Stephen Murphy, who is white, apologized nearly 2 years later when the case against Leron finally was ready for trial. He explained that at the time he was mad and he regrets it. The appeal court said that Murphy should have removed himself as the judge at the time, but he did not. So the court threw out the drug distribution conviction and the 10-year prison sentence and ordered a new trial with a different judge. So let me ask you guys, should he get another trial or should they just charge it to the game?
Well, what does a criminal look like? That's what I would like to know. Like, what does the judge think a criminal looks like? That's wild. What is the profile of this young man that he thinks this man looks like a criminal? That's what I'd like to know.
So what happened was during the case, he, I guess, lost his composure. He got upset because the Liggins actually exercised his rights. He switched between wanting a plea deal and choosing a trial. And so the judge didn't like that. And he said, I'm tired of this case. I'm tired of this defendant. I'm tired of getting the runaround. This guy looks like a criminal to me. This is what criminals do. Innocent people don't do this if they want a fair trial. He's playing games with the court. And so because he made that statement in front of the jury, they're saying, hey, you basically influencing the jury. Right. And it wasn't right to do. So what do y'all think? Should they just charge it to the game?
And what was the conviction? What was it? It was what type of conviction?
Drug. It was a drug case.
Yeah, let him go.
Yeah, just charge it to the game.
Charge it to the game.
I mean, it sounds like a mistrial. But usually they just put another judge on that case and retry it, right?
They're putting another judge on the case, and that's what I'm asking you. Should they put another judge on the case or just charge it to the game? Say, hey, catch you next time.
I mean, you got to. I would want them to follow the letter of the law. So I would want them to put another judge on the case, and they just retry the situation, because that's usually what happens in those situations. It just don't get dismissed. I wish it was that easy, but it's not.
Yeah, but at this point, man, you got the man saying he looks like a criminal to me. It's all over the news. People seeing this case.
That's why you bring a new judge in. You bring in a new judge with some new eyes, and maybe that person don't look like a criminal in that judge's eyes.
Shoot.
Maybe that person is just listening to the actual evidence.
I don't know. I'd be nervous if I was him. Now let's talk about these thousands of city workers that picketed yesterday in L.A.
Yeah, once again, like Dr. West mentioned earlier this week on, all of these strikes happening everywhere. And once again, yet another strike yesterday. They did a one-day strike in LA. The Los Angeles city workers walked out. Now, this marks the first strike action by the Los Angeles city workers in more than 40 years. ABC 7 has the report. Take a listen.
A 24-hour strike by 11,000 Los Angeles city workers across multiple departments hasn't left the city crippled, but certainly sent a message to those who work at City Hall that they feel disrespected.
We having guns put on us, and we just trying to do our job. We ask for all type of protection. We can't get that. But when we complain to our managers and stuff, we don't get no help.
But yeah, so everyone walked out yesterday. It was very interesting when I looked at the report. All of the sanitation workers, refused to pick up trash. So you saw a huge, parking lot full of, sanitation workers. So I think people have a new respect for that when your garbage isn't picked up. And so they're allegedly, supposed to be going back to work, but they said they still, they want fair negotiations like everybody else. They've had repeated labor law violations. And so they're asking that the city negotiates in good faith. So
why do we act like those sanitation workers aren't public servants that are necessary for our community? You know what I'm saying? We have no idea how stress-free they make our lives until you see all that trash piled up on the side of the road. And now you like, damn, ain't nobody gonna pick this trash up? Yeah, the same people that you neglecting, the same people that you acting like, you shouldn't, treat well.
Right.
Yeah, yo, respect the sanitation workers, man. It's all of those people like that make our world go around and that make our lives easier that we just, for whatever reason, tend to neglect all the time.
Well, you see, even in New York, New Jersey, a lot of the sanitation workers in the winter do the snow plow as well. They get the snow out the way too. So yes, they are definitely needed, and they definitely need to be respected. And we need to make sure they all right.
Would you date a sanitation worker, Tess?
Absolutely. Shout out to my Uncle Daniel, rest in peace, was a sanitation worker for the great city of Houston, Texas, Ashley with two E's, for over 30 years. And not only did he retire as a sanitation worker, he had great health care insurance, and he also used to collect copper on a lot of his runs. And Uncle Daniel will probably get about an extra 30 or 50,000 a year just on copper. So absolutely I would, because that means I would date somebody like my uncle.
There you go. See, a public servant. Salute to all the sanitation workers out there, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that is front page news.
And make sure you subscribe to Tesla and Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, and follow Tesla and Figaro on all social media platforms at Tesla and Figaro.
That's right. All right. When we come back, legends will be in the building.
Man, we got an icon living who's never been up here.
That's right.
We got the legendary hip hop band.
That's right. LL Cool J and the Roots will be joining us, and we'll get to kick it with them when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.